All right, steamrolling it onto the second video. Today, it's July 4th, 2025. It's Independence Day for America. What can we learn as people from America about confidence? Now, from a young age, there's been this image that has been perpetuated to me that insinuates that America is the best in the world. Since I was a kid, that was the essence of July 4th. That America is the best, the strongest, and better than everyone else. Now, what we can learn from that is that if we're the best, it doesn't have to pay attention to other countries who say that they're better, because America knows that it's best. It has nothing to prove. America doesn't have to prove that it's better. It just is. It doesn't have to take time showing how much better it is. It can just go around knowing that it's better and acting like it. Now, when someone comes up to you and they start criticizing you, telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that, you can take a moment to wonder what they're saying and if that's something you should listen to. Oh yeah, maybe I should work on this. Maybe that is a weakness of mine. But if someone comes up to you and starts saying, you're the worst, you're bad, nothing constructive is being said. People love to say this about America. But if America were to respond to each of those people, they'd be wasting their time. And despite whatever political turbulence we're always going through in America, there's still this sense of gratefulness to be here. It's a country that's blossoming with art and has been for decades, but we're here to talk about confidence. If there are people who are going around and they're trying to tell you that you're bad, or you're a bad person, you're the worst, you're awful, a few words that kind of try to take those and stick it to something and make it productive, it's really difficult because they're not really saying anything. Obviously, there's some emotion and some way that they're trying to express this feeling that they have about you, but it doesn't really help. They're not saying anything. If they were to come at you and say, I think you made a poor judgment in this moment, I can take a step back and I can be like, you know what, yeah, I feel bad about that poor decision that I made, but I'm trying to do better. And I know that I'm trying to do better. I'm the only person who has to know that I'm doing better. Being a population of one, as long as I believe myself, I can choose whether to take the criticism of others. So when America knows that they are America, they know that they are the America, and that when a country that has its own problems tries to say anything, America can be like, you know what? I appreciate the criticism, but I know what's going on. So I'll listen to the part of your comment that was actually critical, and I'll review what I can do. And apart from that, I don't need to listen to any negativity. As an American, and especially as an artist, as an athlete, as someone who's trying to make it somewhere in the world where everyone faces criticism, it is our job to take the things that people say and divide them into what that person is trying to do to us and what they're actually saying. Because what they're trying to do to us, if they don't like us, they're going to try to put us down. So that means that what they're actually saying, even if it's a point that makes you kind of go, oh, they have a point, that still doesn't make you a bad person. That just goes, oh, they've allowed this thing to define how I exist in their head. Because you only exist as ideas in other people's head. So if you, on your own, if you know yourself and you know, I don't think I'm a bad person because I don't believe in bad people, or because everyone's just trying to do the best that they can, or I don't think I'm a bad person because I've made some mistakes, but today I woke up and I decided I'm going to try and make some better choices. That's all you need. If you want to do research on what defines being a good person, and if you value being a good person in the first place, that's up to you. But people who spend their time trying to pull you down, you can let them waste their time. And you have to build up that thick skin and that process of going, what did they say that's actually a criticism? And what did they say that maybe I should take a moment to reflect on and listen to? You can also take the way that someone has felt, and even though what they say, the literal words, may mean rubbish to you, you may not have to worry about anything that they actually said. You can think about how this person felt, what you might have done, and reflect on that. And you don't have to feel bad about it. If you do feel bad about it, acknowledge it, let it pass. Don't push it down, don't ignore it, let it pass, and then think about, okay, if I did something wrong, what can I do next time? And I have to make sure that I learn from it, because the only way you learn from things is by reflecting on it. There was something else I wanted to talk about. The difference between confidence and cockiness. Confidence is the knowledge of who you are, and cockiness is the need to project this image of who you want to be. So if I walk into a room and I go up to everyone and I'm trying to perpetuate this idea that I'm this really confident guy, and I'm so confident that I need to make sure that you know how confident I am, then what will happen is that in the interaction, I will be checking in with the person to see what they think of me. If I'm confident, I don't need to worry what the other person thinks of me, because I know I'm trying to be a good person. So if that person says I'm being weird, I don't think so. I think maybe I just get nervous at parties and I'm just trying to have a conversation. Even if I'm talking to someone who I find attractive, if I make sure by true intention, and when I say true intention, I don't mean oh, I'll say that I'm trying to talk to her when really I wish I was flirting with her. If I know my true intention is just to learn her name, just to talk to her a little bit, just to see if maybe even our personalities can match before I start trying to talk her up, then that's the time when I personally know what my true intention is. That's when you know what your true intention is. Instead of having this ulterior motive of, I'm going to flirt with her, instead you say, I'm going to see if our personalities match. So I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to take a genuine interest in her. And then I'll see how it works. And then if it doesn't work out, that's okay, because I am confident enough to know that I am enough on my own, and that if she isn't a match with me, it's not because I'm not good enough for her. We're just not the right match. We have different interests, we have different chemistries, different histories, and in this moment in time, it's not really clicking. Don't force it, and you'll be fine on your own. Cockiness is the need, and there's a sense of greed about it, that you need everyone to believe this idea about it. So if I go up to a girl and I try selling this idea that I'm this person and that she needs to believe that I'm this person, even if I am this person, even if I'm going up to her, let's say I'm a millionaire and I'm trying to tell her how rich I am, I'm giving her an opportunity to not believe me. Versus if I just am rich and then I'm talking to her with the confidence of someone who's rich, then it's not a defining characteristic. I don't want to be known as the rich guy. I want to be known as the guy who has a full heart and a full soul and is there to make connections with other people, who walks into a room and lights it up, not because I need the spotlight to be on me, but because I learn how to reflect that spotlight onto other people and make them feel good. Wouldn't you rather be the latter? Back to America, where on one hand, America knows how strong it is and knows how great it is. Sometimes more often than not, there's a bit of cockiness telling other people how great it is. But at the end of the day, when America knows how great and big its military is and how they make the most gross domestic product in the world, it's different. The point of today's deliberation was to think about how America knows it's America, so acts like it's America. How America treats itself, talks so highly of itself. You should think of yourself the same way. I'm trying my best to articulate myself. Basically, I'm trying to say that America, if it is the best, it doesn't have to prove that it's the best. And if you know that you have a lot to offer, then you don't have to spend time proving you have a lot to offer. You know that you will be enough in the meantime until you meet the right person who will make you feel like they recognize your worth, and you will have to recognize their worth as well. So some July 4th rambling, July 4th philosophy, and most of it was off the cuff. I made a little page with some ideas. So that's an improvement from last time, having a little bit of a script, but hopefully there's something in there that makes sense. And then in the future, I think I think for the next video, I'll try at the very least writing a little script out, writing something out so that I can be a bit more aware of what I'm trying to say and say it a bit more succinctly. Thank you, and I'll have some more interesting things to say down the line because I find them interesting. Mwah.